to be document management and they're doing the final touches on it, but how fucking awesome does it look? Absolutely fucking amazing. That's how good it looks. Yep, I can't wait to take home and finish the rest of it off. So we've finally got the boat back home now. Don't you love daylight savings? It's so good. So she's back in the shed and ready for the next part of the fit out, which is me doing my part before it goes back up to Dave. But I'm going to show you a bit more stuff later. So here, with a yucky old chain, I'm just not happy about any of that setup. Looks shit. We got this wheel fixed. Obviously we have to get the jockey wheel fixed because that's just busted in no time. And we're going to have to do something about the lights on the side of the boat. There's just no lights there on the thing. I should have some guiding lights on it. Well, that's what I think anyway. When we come to this here, that's just shit. So I'm going to fix that up as well, get the proper covers on those to fix that up. So we've got the new steps on here. So now we're going to, so all that's correct. Just a few more things to fix on her. And then I'm going to have a look at the hydraulic lines down the back there, and I might actually get those cut and shut and dumped. Here we are at Franklin Marine. This is where we're going to get all the stuff we need for the boat. Okay, so the first one, I've got the first one in. I've been using the Tel Gel, and Dave gave me a little tube, and I went and bought another couple of tubes because you really need that little brush thing there to put on. So I've been using the Tel Gel. Put on, then I've been using some nylon watches in between the nuts and the aluminium so we don't get that reaction again. So now I'm putting the rod holders in, and I'm going to get Tracy to clean them up with some polish later on. I'll just get them in there for starters because I have to use the Tel Gel. And that's messy, very messy. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting out with the razor blade through the sea deck, putting through the holes, chucking these rod holders in, and then with the bolts, I'm just running the bolt, applying the Tel Gel around the bolt. Then I'm also putting in a nylon washer, like so, and that's going to separate the bolt between the nut and the aluminium surface so we don't get any of that corrosion. So before in the boat we did see quite a bit of corrosion around the rod holders and where the also the cray pot hauler mount was logged in as well. There was quite a bit of corrosion there. So we're just trying to eliminate all those possibilities. When I put the handles on, I did the same thing. I put a nylon washer behind the handle itself and then another nylon washer on the nut and the washer. So hopefully trying to avoid any of that corrosion because it was quite bad. Just here, the corrosion was really bad around these two places. So we just used aluminium rivets in here, making sure it's aluminium stem and aluminium outer to do that as well. So we're slowly getting there, bit by bit. So I'll put all the rod holders in. I'll see how I go with the cup. I'm just really worried. I don't want to ruin the sea deck. I don't know if I'm skilled enough to do that, so I might get Dave to do that. We'll see how we go. Okay, so now we've got the speaker back in, the light back in, so slowly getting there. I have to do the one on this side now. Woo. Do the light here, light that up, speaker in, and then that side's done. It's a very slow process. It's taken a few nights, I'll tell you. So the next thing I'll do is put my iPad up here. So I bought this RAM mount. We use a bit of for work and stuff, and so what I'm going to tend to do is mount it up in here. The good thing about the RAM mount, it's steel, some anodised aluminium, and it's just an undo when you can move it around. Be a lot stronger than the old plastic piece of crap that I had before. So I want to mount it up there. So I've just got me case. This is an old iPad, for 10 years or something, one of the first ones out, but it still does okay for just for the GPS and stuff like that you want on your boat. And you plus you get the apps on it. Some of the apps are outdated now, but the ones I need ain't, so that's all that matters. Yeah, and so for this situation it's quite good. So I'm going to chuck her on a little bit of cutting with a case on it to get it fit, and I'll stick her on here and see how it goes. First time I've been put a round mount on, but I want it sort of sitting here like this, and it just gives me the versatility of having all the apps available when I want to. See how she goes. So we've got the mount fixed here, and it works out really well. I'm just going to need to get some more stainless screws, but yeah, it's really solid. I'll probably put 4 screws in there, some good washers on the back of it, and it's into the fiberglass, so I don't have to worry about any more nylon washers in here. But yeah, no, that works a treat. Really strong, way better than what I had there before, so I'm pretty happy with the RAM mount. And they do a heap of different sort of mounts, so never heard of them before. But they do a whole heap of stuff. Yeah, expand your RAM system. So RAM mounts, not too bad. A bit fiddly putting the little screws in, but otherwise that, it's all good. Hey, this is our first day down here at Southport, the first boat trial. Down here, it's not the best day, it's a gloomy old day, but just going to go out and test how it is. Okay, so the latest installation I did was I replaced the old machete up here that was all rusted out with the new ones from Victory Knives of New Zealand. My stainless steel blades, so I had that problem going rusty. So I brought one that I used to use as a machete, and this one also can be used as the old meat chopper I used to have. And I bought another filling one, just a bit longer as well. And so I found a knife, but they don't come with the sheath, so I got it from Plaztec. And then I installed that, and then obviously I didn't have all the screws I required, so I went and seen Rick next door, the bunning shop of Southport, and sure enough he had them. He also had a drill bit, because I had to get on the angle bit there to get it in there. He had one of those as well. So I was able to get that done and install that. and that works for treat. I'm also getting this, installing this knife sharpener from Sturdy Mount, made in the States. Actually thought it was bigger than that, but anyway, it's not. I'll install that down there to keep the knife sharp. I've also got another knife sharpener coming, I think it's called, I can't think of the name offhand, but I'll show you that as well. And then I'm just installing a pair of scissors down here. The issue we have with the pothole is this here is a little bit too high, but we found if we put a buoy underneath our foot that it worked quite well. So what we're going to do now is we've got to remember to put a buoy under our foot, and then the pothole works okay. So I was working for Tracy, but she'll have to be on a learning phase there to use the buoy to do that. Otherwise from that, it all went quite well. And best of all, we got a cup of cream. So I don't know if you can see or not, but we've finally put the seats back in here now, and they've come up really well. I'll show you closer. So I've got all these done. We had to cut the one in here because of all the wiring. So we've made up a new panel in there, but now we have all the seats back in here, all looking good. So now finally, I can put all the gear away in here that hasn't been away. Got a couple of little things to finish off in here. The oven for starters, because you definitely need hot dogs and pies when you're out fishing. So I'm going to get that done. Otherwise than that, I think we're pretty well done. We're very, very close now to having it finished. So we're doing the final touches now. Putting all the cords on to connect the rods up. Put some scissors in. I got me little sharpener that's in now, and my scissors. Now I'm just doing a bit of vacuuming and slowly putting all the rest of the way. I think it's taken me 3 times as long to put it all back together as it did to pull it all out. So it's all looking good. It doesn't need to go back to Dave. He's got a bit more sea deck we've decided to put on, and a couple of other little things to do. Put the oven and that in, but otherwise that it's finally getting there, and we'll be able to take her out for another test very shortly.